What's up? My name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Proud by Infinite, and today I'm gonna show y'all how I make sampled EBK Jaaybo type beats. Now let's get it.
Hey, go ahead, Infinite.
All right, now that we're in FL Studio, I'm gonna show y'all how I stretch my samples so they can be on time for all my drums. Now you can go online and you can look up like the key and the BPM and everything like that, but I feel like sometimes those haven't been very trustworthy sources. You feel me? So I always just like taking care of like the stretching and the BPM and everything like that within the DAW. All right, so let's get to chopping real quick. So the first thing that I like to do when I'm trying to chop up samples and get everything on time is to identify where the first beat drop is. Because where the first beat drop is, we can kind of like line everything up afterwards. Okay, so for this song right here, it looks like the beat drop is in the beginning, but usually people kind of have like no drums in the beginning. They'll just kind of like play the melody and everything like that. But for this one, we can start it off right here. So what I like to do is I like to trim off anything that is not that first hit. So as you can see, there's like this gap right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this right here and I'm just going to zoom in and make sure that is the only thing that we got. And then I'm gonna drag it all the way over to the left on the playlist. Now what I like to do is I like to go to this little magnet tool right here. And I like going to the beat section because now, since we're at 95 BPM, each one of these lines right here is where a snap would be. So now what I have to do is line up the snap in the song with one of those grids. And just to make it a little bit easier, what we can do is we can just bring in like a little drum pattern right here. Put those snaps right there and we can just kind of like line everything up. Normally I take my time. Okay, so that sounds pretty good to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off this part right here just to make sure that everything loops over well. Maybe I'm out of Okay, and it loops over and it sounds good together as a loop. So you see the BPM right here is at 46. Now 46 isn't really a BPM that a lot of people work at. Usually people kind of work with like 80, 90, something like that. So if I try to like speed up the BPM, you can see that the sample starts to move. So to prevent something like that and make sure that the sample stays where it's at right here with this length, but then it speeds up with the BPM change, is that you do this little trick right here. So you're gonna drag it to the left, make sure it's on stretch mode. Let it do its thing, let it load and everything like that, and then stretch it back to exactly where it was. Now with doing that, it makes sure that the sample is stretched to where it's at, so when I move the BPM now, but you see the sample doesn't change. So since we're making an EBK Jaaybo type beat, you want to make sure it's around like 85 to 90 BPM. Maybe even 95 if you want to push it. And then it's going to say stretch all these channels. You're going to say yes. And the reason why you want to say that is because it's going to make sure everything stays where it's at. And it's also going to change the pitch. Normally I take my time. You know what I mean? So see how the pitch is like that? If we try to like slow it down and we hit no. Normally you mean it changes the pitch. All right, so now we're in the FLP with the finished beat. And I'm going to show y'all how I made this. So I ended up just getting the sample. You know what I mean? Got it over in this little mixer channel right here. All I did was just do an EQ and then throw some reverb on it. And this is what the sample sounds like by itself now. Baby, if you want, we can stop the talking. Let me give you all of me. Nothing left to say. Don't tell me about your day. Just get me when you're ready to leave. And after that, I ended up just taking this little E-Trizzle clap right here. I got an E-Trizzle hi-hat and I put in this little pattern right here. Then I just put like a little shaker in there real quick, you know what I mean? Just give it a little bit of spice. Got the good old, you know what I mean? Like it's like a Sax Stockton type beat, so you know I gotta put in the good old lasers. Put in the little kicks right here. Then I took those kicks and I layered it with an open hat. Then I ended up just laying down these 808s right here. Put a little little stomp as an impact. Yeah, I mean, it just helps with the first initial drop. And then I put in this little reverb clap right here on the very last clap in the pattern. Oh man, how could I forget that? How could I forget the reverse triangle, bruh? Come on, it ain't no Sack or Stockton beat without the reverse triangle, bro. You know what I mean? That's all to the beat. That's all the beat right there. You know what I mean? Now let me play y'all the full beat.
Baby, if you want, we can start the talking. Let me give you all of me. Nothing left to say. Don't tell me about your day. Just get me when you're ready to leave.
Hey, go ahead, Infinite.
We can start the talking. Let me give you all of me. Nothing left to say. Don't tell me about your day. Just get me when you're ready to leave.
And with that being said, that's going to conclude the video. My name is Devin, also go by Infinite, Pop by Infinite. And also, if you need a free drum kit, click this little button right here. Ooh, I killed that shit.